Hi. Vivek Shukla here, ready for the next chapter. I'm dividing the chapter of motivation and emotions into two parts. Motivation separate and emotion separate. Emotions and stress. Okay. So emotions is very easy. Don't worry at all, because there are only three things. Wow. So there was this James Lang and William James and Carl Lang, two of the people. Okay. But so they said, okay, so you cry, so you feel bad. No, all right. It's not right. But that was the history how it happened, right? So they had the first thing. They said, okay, just because we have this biological changes, therefore that leads to emotional changes. So physiology is the chemical reactions in the body. Physiology leads to physiological change leads to emotional changes. So then came Mr. Cannon. He bombarded the cannon. He bombarded. So Cannon barred with Wattle Cannon and Phillips barred. And they said, oh no, this is not correct. We feel bad, so we cry. So it's the opposite, you know. So there was this example: Little Red Riding Hood's heart races. So why does the heart? Why does this? Why does Little Red Riding's heart race? How does she know if she's feeling afraid or embarrassed or what? So they said, okay, these both the things occur at the same time, not one after the other. You feel bad, you cry, the same feel, the same level. Okay. And Cannon thought, oh, this is very interesting. Look at this. See how science develops. Cannon thought this organ called thalamus. He thought thalamus causes the change of biological change in emotions, right? He was not very correct, but thalamus is one of the organs. Amygdala later it was found. So science works like this: somebody proposes something, and then they find, oh, this is half right or half wrong or not wrong or not right, whatever. So thalamus was his concept of emotions center, but later it was found that even amygdala is also involved, right? But bang on, he could do it right. No? So he says thalamus receives information about environment. It sends signal to the cortex and the autonomous nervous system. So cortex is your the emotions and physiological changes or autonomous nervous system. So this was his theory. Wow. So James Lang said, okay, physiological changes cause emotions. Cannon Barr says no, both at the same time. Then comes from the third person, that is Stanley Shatter's two-factor theory. He said, look, there's a third thing involved. I don't know why I say things. He said that our physical responses and cognitive things, cognitive labels, are mental representations. They both work at the same time. Okay, so these two things are important, right? So he says that when people who are already physiologically aroused experience more emotions than those who are unaroused. Okay, just hold on. You have to give me a moment. Okay, I'm so sorry. There was this. Yes, I'm sorry. There was this noise thing. I made the noise okay. I hope the noise is better now, right? Okay, we're back. So let us. So Satter's two-factor theory is more important. He said physical responses and cognitive responses both combined together. So he could explain the things better. That emotional level, the Little Red Riding Hood story, her heart was racing, and her cognitive label that the event is scary. These two things cause physiological arousal, right? Okay. people who are already physically aroused, or if you're running and jogging and then you are then you have some, you jog and then you have suddenly surprise, you will feel more frightened. Okay, that emotion depends on two factors, biology and cognition. So James Lang was uh, physiology causes emotion, Cannon Bard physiology emotion at the same time, and Shatter says that biology, the physiology and cognition are the two parts, right? They work together, right? So this was a better version. Now the last one is taking as a theory. Okay, non-verbal expressions. See, maximum of our cultures around the world, you express emotions in non-verbal, without words. You know, your happiness, sadness, anger, disgust, surprise, fear. So you can see people have different facial structure, facial make faces, no? Okay, so this is called socio-biology. You know that it is a and they have the uh, same facial expressions across the world. Interesting. Fine. Now we come to the stress part. Stress. What is stress? What is a stressor? How do we measure stress? There's a method, and then you have gas, hand sales gas syndrome. Okay, and what is perceived control? Okay, so what is stress? Stress is the term stress can refer to any certain life events, stressors, or how we react to the changes in our environment, stress reactions. Okay, these are two things. So you can have positive stress, hyper stress, hypo stress, lot of stress, lesser stress. You can have acute stress at one time, and you can have chronic stress. Okay, these things are not mentioned in Baron, but I'll just repeat it for you. Now, next you have is wait, let me make notes simultaneously, so it will be easier for you, right? So you can have a better version of what is going on. So take a document, take a new one, take a new document. And so we have done emotions, three theories. Stress, gas is the method how our body reacts. And then you have this method, how do you analyze stress? So somebody made this questionnaire, this test, and it works till today. Who is that somebody? Okay, so measuring stress. Holmes and Richard Rahe. Okay, so Holmes and Rahe developed SRRS, social readjustment. How do we adjust to the social changes? Rating scale. Okay, that is SRRS, and it has LCUs, life changing units. So you have to take, okay, I change my home, life changing unit. Exam time, life changing unit. So every life changing using has a level, as a mark. So more stressful things are given more marks. So you will tick whatever LCUs you feel in your list, and whatever, if you get a higher ranking, that means you have more stress. Simple. So they will count all the units, all the life change units, anything which causes stress to you. You know, so it can be anything, just anything. So this is the way how you Holmes and Rahe. Remember this. This is very important. Hand sales. Okay, there are three stages when you react to a stress. First is alarm stage. So general adaptation syndrome, alarm. Your heart rate increases, blood diverts from other things. You get alert. You know, you are ready to face the stress, challenges. Okay, and the sympathetic nervous system is very active. Next is resistance. The body is ready to fight, and it remains in physically the already ready position, war situation, high heart rate, high BP. Hormones are released to make it, okay, you're ready. Let's fight. It's coming. We'll fight. So if the resistance is too long, our resources get depleted, right? So the third stage is exhaustion. The body returns to parasympathetic mode because we're like, okay, it's not yet come, it is over, whatever. But in this stage, our resources are depleted, we are tired, and we may be vulnerable to diseases, right? If you have extended resistance stage. So he says that this exhaustion stage Excessive stress leads to diseases in the body, ulcers, heart conditions, emotional problems, depressions. You know, so the challenge is for to not exhaust our resources and maintain our resources. That's what this theory is all about. Perceived control. If you think you cannot control the situation, the you cannot control the situation, the stress becomes more. You know, so rats were given this test. Some in one experiment they were told how to control the electric shocks they're getting, and they control the electric shocks. And some rats were given uncontrolled; they were not controlling. Some the humans were controlling. So both the cases, whoever was in control was less stressed. You know, so the same is the example of morphine. You know, the patient is given morphine who himself decides when to get morphine. Morphine is for pain, right? And then patients who are given morphine by the doctors. So those who have self-control on these things, who lack control, have more stress. You know, they think I lack control over this event. So that perceived notion gives you more stress. Okay. So I think we are done with it, right? See, I'll just make a small list of it. So emotions, right? Emotions. The first is James and Lang. They said that physiology. We'll use scientific words, so because very important. Physiological changes lead to emotions. Then Cannon, Mr. Bard, he bombarded he bought a cannon and he bombarded this theory. He said no. Cannon Bard. They said what did they say? They said physiology and emotions work simultaneously. Okay, so you have to you have to write down the scientific terminologies. Okay, because writing this oh, I'm getting confused with the spelling of N-E-O. So silly, yeah. Maybe I'm getting stressed. Yes. Okay. Simultaneously. N-E-O-U-S. I'm so stupid. Stuff happens. Okay. Shatter. S-C-H. And then again and ter. Shatter. Okay. So he says no. Cognition and physiology. Cause work together to cause emotions. Got it? Very clear? This was about emotions. Then you have stress. Stress, the main key features are stressors. Stressors are life events which cause stress, right? We also call them life changing units, LC, right? Then how to you can also have stress reactions. Stress reactions is reaction to common situations, right? Next, measurement. Measurement is by social readjustment ratio scale, right? It uses list of life-changing units. Higher value indicates more stress. See, why I'm making you write this, because in the AP examination, in the AP examination you have to write. you have to write, you know. So you have to, therefore I'm making you do this in the video. Believe me, everything I do in the video will work for you, and I'm making this video for you, so you study with me together. Okay, and then you have gas, and who was the person? Hans Say. Okay, he said alarm post status is alarm, you're alarmed, BP and high and blood flow, heart rates increase. Then you have resistance stage and exhaustion stage, right? Exhaustion stage. These three changes are the stages of life. Then you have perceived stress. So you have there was one more point, right? Perceived control, yeah. Measuring stress, perceived controls, yeah. This book mentions only these two things: happy, happy, happy. But yes, I think you should go for more. I'll be giving you, yeah. So perceived control. If you have more perceived control, your body reacts better. So this is the next point, right? So these are the 4 or 5 pointers which are there in this chapter, right? I think this will suffice for you, right? Emotions, I said what are emotions, and I don't know what else is there. Non-verbal expression of emotions, right? 2 factors theory. There are theories of emotions. Yeah. So I think we're done with this chapter, and next chapter we'll do motivation, right? Okay. Thank you. Good day.